Hey friends, I'm Adrian Morgan with Royal Gold. I'm the Southeast product representative for the United States. I'm here with Rockwell Farms. They invited me out to talk about our products and let you guys know what's happening with us. We're an all-organic regenerative soil company. We started the cocoa business about 20 years ago, and we like to tell everybody that we're the gold standards in cocoa soils. The product that they have brought in with you guys is the crown jewels. We have a grow, a bloom, and a PK booster. They're a little bit different than your normal stuff, the organic. They hit a little bit harder because of the micronization that we've done with the soil, with these amendments. We like to take them and process them into almost a fine powder. That way that the plants get them and they can use them. Or let's back up here. Let's say they are plant available. So they're semi-soluble and the plants just eat them up. The bacteria, they break down quickly so that they can feed the plants that way as well. Our top dress soil amendments are designed around our cocoa-based soil, so they actually have extra calcium built into them. It's going to help with your blossom end rot. The PK booster definitely is something. If you have blossom end rot in your garden, use it. It's definitely going to eliminate that issue. It's going to help set more flowers. And during the heat of summer, what you'll see is that your tomatoes, you're going to start dropping your flowers off because they're not setting properly. Well, that's a calcium issue. So if you have that extra calcium in there, your plants are going to strive a little bit better through that heat of the summer, which is, you know, everybody's looking for those good tomatoes. As Josiah was saying, you know, their tomatoes in the end of season just kept on crushing along, whereas everything else was kind of petering out. And that's because of that extra calcium and magnesium that we add to those soils. Some other things that are coming out with us, we're working on a 555 that should be out anytime now. It's a all-purpose crown jewels product. We added wilnassonite to it, which is a silica product. And as it's breaking down, it kicks off a calcium. So this is an actual good thing in cocoa-based soils because we're always trying to add more calcium to our cocoa soils. The difference between us and your standard soils, cocoa soils have that one small issue of the calcium. Has a negative positive ion exchange between the calcium and the cocoa fiber. So to get past that, we just add a little bit more calcium into our mixes. We like to feed with a little bit more calcium. You can actually add just a slight bit of gypsum and a little bit of lime to that mix, and that's going to help you push through the summer with those cocoa soils. The new soil blends that we're coming out with are a planting mix with no perlite, a super soil with perlite, and then a potting and propagation mix as well. These are the new mixes that will be coming out. Let's say we should start seeing them this summer, and for sure this fall you'll start seeing everything. Yeah, so one of the things that sets us apart from all the other organic dry amendments is that when you get these, they are micronized. We do source from the best sources. We really pride ourselves on looking and finding these like very high-end quality products that are going to be brought into these amendments. Us compared to a spoma, one of the things that I like, this is all organic and there's no fluff. So where your espoma is 70 to 60% peat moss and forestry material. So when you buy that big bag, you're thinking, oh, I've got this huge bag of fertilizer, but actually it's a big bag of forestry material with the fertilizers injected into it. So that's what you're getting there. When you get these, it's straight amendment. There's nothing else to it. There's just amendments. You can take this, and what we like to do a lot of times is put it into a compost bag and compost tea this. Bubble it with an aerator for 6 to 24 hours, and then it's plant available. That liquid, you just pour that directly out, and your plants are going to be hitting directly on. The other way that we like to apply this is a top dress soil amendment. Just spread this out on top. And the rate is at 5 pounds per 100 square feet in your garden. It's gonna be really tough to overfeed this stuff because of the way that we've micronized it. If you do feed it, just slack off a little bit and then the plants are gonna come right back. But what I do on my farm is I powder the surface of the soil, and then I take a 2-inch garden fork rake, and then I just work that into the top 2 inches of the soil. And that seems to work really well for me. You can also pre-amend your soil as you're bringing your soil together. Just go ahead and give it a good dusting, work that around in there, and then go ahead and use that in your pots and plant into it. That's a good way to use these amendments as well. Between us and say Osamot, that's a salt-based fertilizer that's slow release. If you're not an organic gardener, then that might be an option for you. But as an organic gardener, we like to stay with these, organic blends. So this one here is mainly bat guano, or no, seabird guano. And then this one's more feather meal. That's where you're getting your nitrogen from on these. The new all-purpose is mainly feather meal. And I've been running the new all-purpose in my garden for the last 1.5 years, and I have to say it's amazing. My plants are really darker green. The spider mites that I usually see through the winter, I have like an indoor garden area. I usually see pretty heavy spider mite damage by this time in the year. This year with the new all-purpose, I haven't seen that spider mite damage. I've seen a little bit on the edges, but the margins of the leaf are just non-existent. I have a feeling it's just because of the silica, the wilnastanite that we've added to it. It's bringing that plant texture a little bit tougher for those small insects to bite into and get a hold of it. And so it's just really, really encouraging to see that we're bringing products that are just a little bit step above everybody else. And I think that if you get into these, you will see directly how good they actually are. Hey, thanks again, Rockwell Farms, for inviting me out. And in the near future, I'm gonna be up at Baker Creek at their heirloom seed farm and their plant festival and the tulip festival coming up. So if you have any questions and you're up there, come by and stop by and see me. I will have some samples of the all-purpose coming up, and maybe some of the soils that are getting ready to come out on the market. Hopefully I'll have some samples of that so you can see what we're talking about.